They can hear you, and they can hear me. Hopefully. Good evening. Good evening,
Hello. Are you talking to them or talking to me?
all of you, and you. You're a special person, Tom. Don't worry about it. They know that by now.
Oh, that's nice.
Hope. Even if you've forgotten to put that model on that base, a bit weird.
It's my stealth suit.
You could just do that, you know.
Oh,
So my army has an exceptional
cloaking.
stealth system, so there's
Yeah,
no
I'm doing
way.
a Raven Guard army. It's just hiding. What's
Hello,
going on?
Aaron. Oh, Aaron, I see you here, Aaron. I don't think you've been on stream for a little while. Um, hello, Peter. Good to see you here. And oh, Vicky is of course here. She's in the other room. Um,
Greetings, boys and girls.
yes. So, how is everyone this evening? Hope you're all doing very well. As ever, my name is Tom. This is Dom, and we are both doing the sit and talk as we do on a
Yeah.
Tuesday when we can. I think the last been a bit fractured. Not going to lie, last few weeks because we both had a lot on. You know, like I think last week everyone was just. I think everything was a bit ski whiff for both of us, and then obviously the other week, the whole marriage thing in a week. Yeah, that's.
Ah,
Yeah,
well, they've had plenty of time, haven't they, to
we,
recover?
we're good now. We're good now. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, welcome everyone. Glad to have you here tonight. I hope you're all ready to do a wee bit of hobby. We got quite a bit to talk about tonight. I think there's lots of stuff that's happened, especially in the Warhammer community
We
for
have actually,
for
haven't
me
we?
anyway. Definitely.
Oh, here we go. Yes. Anyway, yes. So welcome, boys and girls.
Yes.
So Tom, what hobby are you doing tonight?
Well, I am working. I'm back. I'm doing building tonight, mostly. So I'm currently working on these things. I hope you can. Is that better now? Let's put this here like this. There we go. Some
Demonettes.
demonettes. I'm working on some demonettes tonight for the Chaos Army because obviously some of you will have noticed I finished my Bloodthirster. There will be a video up on that shortly. How about yourself?
I am working on some basing because I have finished my Mauler Fiend for the War Host.
Yes, they're very good by the way.
So yeah, no, I've just compared it to my other one. The other one I
Mate, there's a
loved.
big
I was,
difference.
and then suddenly I'm like, oh, cool, that's even better. So I've got all three at different stages of the War Host, which is
Yeah.
cool, and I'm looking forward
No,
to
I did
running them
notice a
at some.
distinct difference between the one you just done now and your other ones. It looks you've definitely, I'd say you definitely improved, even though your other stuff was not bad at all. Not taking away from your previous
No,
items
no,
at
no,
all.
no, the other one was yeah, the other one's really nice. So I'm happy how this one's turned out as
Mm.
well. And they are distinctly different anyway, which is good.
Mr.
Yeah, so I'm just doing a bit of basing really. And that's it. I'll see where I get to. I've like I said beforehand, before the stream, I have ordered some bits that haven't arrived yet. So I'm kind of limited my hobby I can do at the moment. I'm kind of looking around going, what can I do? What can I glue? But anyway, what are people in the chat working on
Yes.
tonight?
And hello, Mr. Lee. Welcome to chat. Glad to see you have arrived. Oh, actually, I did buy one other thing. Sure, I'll go into more detail. I bought a new pair of these.
Hello, Daryl. Another pair.
Well, yeah, I mean, the other ones I've had about, must be going on 10 years now.
Yeah. Oh dear,
The
Tom.
spring had broken in them, so they were becoming a little bit irritating to use. So, replaced. Okay.
Yeah, the way it should be. The way it should be. So, guys, what are you all working on? I do.
Catching up on some illustrations. So that's some other hobby related stuff, slash maybe even some work for Lee, possibly. Never know.
Oh, and Mr. Blue is working on some 15 mil Saviots. Very nice. And Vicky is building a dreadnought.
I don't know.
Can never have enough dreadnoughts
Yeah, apparently not. But I'll go into that in a minute.
or Mauler Fiends.
She's laughing because she knows what's going to happen. So yeah. Well, I may as well just go back. I got back from Warhammer World today, Dom.
Yeah, no.
I
I
know
know you
you
kept
know
sending
that.
me photos.
Yes. Me and Vicky went up there this week today. Well, yesterday actually. We went up there yesterday. Um, and just to sort of go have a game, have a little look around. It's been a little while since I've been up there, to be honest. Did enjoy ourselves though.
What was what was your feeling of Warhammer World since COVID and stuff?
I mean, having not been down there at the height of it, because obviously they were closed anyway. I'd say, if I'm saying this, it's quite changed actually, um, in kind of feeling and also how they're operating feels very different in my opinion. Obviously, they're being very careful with, you know, uh, making sure people don't mix with people that might, too closely and stuff like that. Because there's definitely a smaller amount of tables in the hall for starters.
Yep.
Um, Other thing is they not kind of unrelated to COVID. They've switched all of their tables over to mats,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Well, that's obviously what GW are wanting to do, isn't it? Because the
Yes,
battle mat, the realm of
the,
battle boards
the revolution.
obviously do not play a part now in GW.
No.
Um, so they've gone for battle mats. It's weird because it's one of those things that we complained about because playing on those realms of battle were always a nightmare because everyone slid down and made a clanky noise
Yes.
when you're rolling dice on it. They weren't great. And then a battle mat. See, I think a battle mat can be good when you dress it up and you make it look
Hmm.
very, very nice.
And that's one of the
But from the
problems.
picture, yeah, you sent me, it wasn't. It's,
No,
yeah,
it's
not
very
that
much you
exciting.
get your mat. It's very standard. I mean, the mat's very. I like the mats because what they're obviously as you I don't know if you could see, but they're actually a full size mat that they used to have still. So it's a full 6x4. However, it's cut out to the correct size for a 2,000 point game. So the 60 by 44. That's the one I'm looking for. Um, and they've got like the rest of the mat is taken up with places you can put things. So they've got like little cutouts for like a book or the scores or cards, all that kind of stuff, etc., etc., etc. Which is quite nice. I'm not gonna, I won't lie, but it feels. But I think, I mean, you and me know when we used to go out there, the boards themselves, even though they were the the battle realm of battle boards, there was something
Boards, yep.
about them that they seemed a little bit cut above like an average board, in my opinion, because the typically they've been all made up quite nicely on the board itself, and then the terrain was added to it. Uh,
Maybe people can comment on this, but I think the thing about Realm of Battle boards was we weren't really using them anymore. So
no,
it was quite different to have a Realm of Battle board, and it adds a bit of dynamic to the board
yes,
um, when you're playing a game.
100%.
However, like I said, we complained about them lots. It was a bit different. It was a bit nice, but to have a battle mat, it just I don't know. I think it just takes away a little bit,
I mean, yeah.
unfortunately.
The other thing that I was, yeah, again, this is the same thing actually, because when you used to go up there, they used to have about maybe 15 or so tables with special makeup on them. You know,
Mm,
they were yeah, there was normally a theme behind it. So like you had, remember that tower one we had the Apocalypse game on, for instance, which was very cool. It was all grass, but it had lots of tower
yeah.
buildings on it. It was very mellowed up. They used to have the Necromunda board up there. They had a
It
couple
had
other.
the Goblin Town one from The Hobbit as well, which
Yes,
was amazing.
yep, and they had that fortress one in the snow, if you remember correctly, for 40k. That was another very good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, they had lots of things like that, but now that's been cut down to I think five in total. Um,
Oh, man.
they have kept the bridge board that we played on once, Dom.
The Hell's
Um,
Reach one.
yes, and that one obviously is
Nice.
one of my favourite. To be fair, one of my favourite boards. I think you would possibly agree with me. It is a
It's
good
an
looking
amazing
board.
board.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one that's evolved over time though, which I really like about it.
Yes.
It's like when we first went up there, it was good, and then they've over time added stuff in, and it's just become pretty epic,
Yeah, and
pretty iconic, I think
I
as
think
well.
it's mainly. I think from what I can see, it's their apocalypse board. Really, that's their thing.
Mhm.
And that's fair enough. I can't. Yeah, ultimately they had to cater for, but and I suppose if you look at it in the sense of, I suppose, demand, there's not that much demand for playing games of that size. So the one board, there was actually, it was in use. They had a big game going on it, but it's a shame with the amount of space they have that there wasn't maybe something else to sort of, a bit more. Because I always regard it as you go there to look at the best of the hobby.
Hello, Philpire. Yes,
Yes,
yeah, you're
that
right. It is
that's
exactly that.
yeah,
Yep, it's geek mecca.
yeah.
Everyone has to go there.
And while I understand that, they can't do that with every board because obviously if they're doing a tournament day, it would be ludicrous to expect them to do. I mean, well, actually saying that, maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't ludicrous because ultimately they have the expertise, the skill, and the stock to do it. Stock is another thing I'll come on to in a minute. But
Well, you say that, yeah, like you said, they've got expertise. They've got an abundance of really talented people there who
exactly.
love the hobby, and a lot of them are actually paid to do these like boards. So, you
Yes.
know,
Maybe I'm
get them
being
to do it.
maybe I'm not being harsh enough with my current critique. But that's because I'm, going because even though I say all these things, we had a good time. It wasn't a bad time, but it was just a bit. It just seemed a bit more subdued than what I kind
Yeah,
of.
I think maybe COVID, and obviously you went during the week as well.
Yes, I mean obviously it wasn't the thing, but the way they laid it out, I think that's how they do tournaments as well now because it was very much a very and there's lots more spacing and there was I mean to be honest it was fairly busy. There was quite a lot of people there for a weekday in my opinion. Um, so it wasn't like there was no one there enjoying themselves. It was still had a good atmosphere. Um,
Yeah, I saw a couple of pictures went up over the weekend of a kill team event they had up there,
hmm,
and I was quite shocked. It's probably exactly how you saw it when you went up there, but I was quite shocked at, like you said, lack of tables. And yeah, I was like, wow. Because normally, if you go to Warhammer World and you've had an event, and we could say it's COVID. It is COVID.
it is,
There's
of
no
course,
other
it's
way about
yes,
it. It's nothing to do with GW, except for they're trying to take
yeah,
precautions. And it's really bizarre because you go up there for a GT or for just a normal event, and the place is so busy. It's manic. It's amazing. And to see it like that, subdued, it's like, oh no, um, a
yeah.
bit of a shame.
But
Hopefully things will improve.
but ultimately, it was good. And then we did the exhibition run as we normally do because it's quite. They had a couple of good, quite a cool couple of cool new exhibition things. I didn't get any photos because I wasn't quite sure on the rules of it because they seem to have changed them on taking pictures now as well. So I didn't want to. I just erred on the side of caution. But they had a very nice Storm Host one against the Undead guys from Age of Sigmar. That was a new one they had in there. Vicky hadn't been for a while because she reminded me she'd only been once before, and that was a long time ago when we went up for a doubles tournament. Um,
Mhm.
when we played her Crimson Fist one of the first times, I think it would have been in seventh edition, so it would have been quite a
Yeah.
while ago. Um, but she had a good look around, and I enjoyed having a look around. Apart from having since I woke up with a crook in my neck that day, so it was a bit hard to. So it was actually really annoying to actually look down at things. I was
Having
like,
a
oh,
great
oh, this
time.
is really nice. I can't look that way though.
Yeah.
And then obviously the other thing we did, the other thing you got there, as much as obviously everyone here will say, oh, don't play prices. When I go out there, I always like to buy something myself. I just feel, when you go out when you make that trip, it's worth purchasing a couple of things because you're buying it there. It's got a bit of special. It still feels a bit special buying it from there in a certain way. I know that sounds a weird thing to say, but a lot of people may say, oh, but you can get it cheaper here and here. Yes, you can get it cheaper. I agree, but sometimes it's nice to put the money back into the source, so to speak, while you're up there. Because although they are a big company, and probably the amount of money that we ended up spending was probably trivial in comparison to what they probably make on a daily basis anyway over in a worldwide scheme.
Not what I've heard, Tom. I
Well,
heard you. I heard you guaranteed their bonuses for a
I mean,
year.
I think
Um,
yeah, I think one member of our party definitely did. So she's chuckling away because I was we basically because obviously as you as you know we obviously got married
hello, Captain Jack.
in the Hello Cat Jack, yes. Uh, Mr. Peter, I believe you're not fill out a film, but there was some other wording I looked at. Maybe you're allowed to take photos, but there was a bit of a. It seemed a bit greyish this time. There was more. There was lots more posters about not taking stuff. That kind of thing. So I was just being a bit, more careful about it really, because ultimately I believe they try to protect their exhibition in certain ways because they want people to go and visit it rather than take loads of photos and post them all on social media because that's kind of the purpose of it, I suppose. I mean, obviously, in my opinion, though, if you haven't been to see it, there is no substitute for actually going down to see the exhibition, in my opinion, because
Tom's humble opinion.
it's very
That's
good.
correct.
But yes, obviously we got out of there and Vicky walked straight into the store and I was like, right, is there anything you want to get? And she was like, oh, I'm not sure. She ummed and ahed a bit, and then we went, let's go outside for a minute, have a little because it's quite warm in there. Then came back in and Vicky was like, right, I'm going to have a Redemptor, some Assault Intercessors, a Devastator squad. Was that everything, Vicky? I think, yeah? She's going to shout at me in a minute. No? What else did you get done? What's that? Oh, yes, the 2 siege drills as well for her Leviathan.
Tom, I've lost sound at the moment.
You've lost sound?
So I will use lip reading and body language to interpret what you're saying. Hang on one moment.
This is Dom having a technical difficulty that I can't even talk.
I do have sound on the PC.
Have you actually flipped over your default sound device?
One memento.
Yes, but anyway, Vicky ended up almost spending over double what I ended up spending because I ended up buying a box of demonettes for my Chaos Demons and a pair of clippers. So, the wife is already draining me of money. But no, in all fairness, it was it was some money that we had obviously accumulated over the last few weeks with wedding and everything. So it was quite nice to spend a bit of money on ourselves and enjoy ourselves. So we did that. I'm just going to check to see what's going on with poor old Dom. So just bear with me. And hello, I hope it's Andre Luis. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. Welcome. Which Dom is just having a slight technical issue, which I'm just going to see if I can assist him with. I don't know if he's just going onto my remote support for him to see if that's all.
Oh, how delightful.
Can you hear me yet, Dom?
Well, Tom, I can hear you, but this is the wonders of having my mobile phone next to me.
I'm just going to help Dom,
Would
hopefully.
you like help? No, Thomas, I would not like help.
Let's have a little look here. Oh, that is correct. Well, apologies everyone. This has turned into now I'm doing a tech. I'm currently doing tech support on the other screen for Dom. So just bear with.
Oh, yes, I can hear that, Tom. Oh, you're back.
Am I back?
You're back. I can hear you. I can hear your beautiful voice.
Okay, good. I don't know what's happened there, but anyway, hopefully that's all good
weird.
now. There we go.
Lovely. So, Tom,
yes.
You know you want to talk about them. You might as well talk about them.
Well, I just thought I'll just check with the chat first because there was a couple of questions that's come in there. So bear with us a second because there'll be more. So Mr. Blue said there would be more big games if GW had a rule set for big games. Now, we agree on this, don't we?
Yes.
They have a rule set for a particular game, which is awful in my opinion. And I think Dom agrees with me on that one. After a couple of tries on it, it really wasn't fun, to be honest.
Didn't really work out, did it? No, but they'll bring it back. They'll bring it back, Tom.
I think
it comes back every now and again. It's like Kill Team.
Yes.
Like they get rid of it for a bit and then it comes back.
It's been sat on the back burner for a bit, so I think we'll be good. Peter says you're not allowed to. Yeah, so I answered that one already. Andre Louis says I have a question. Why there isn't any almost non-battle reports about the Legion of the Damned or something? Legion of the Damned. Blimey, if I'm telling you honest, that's a question that's thrown me slightly because actually I used to collect a bit of Legion of the Damned, didn't I? I had a very small. I was doing a kill team force a long time ago, but from what I understand is that there is nothing about them probably for several years now. I mean, I think even I would be mildly shocked if they suddenly made a big comeback. To be honest, because I feel like they were quite a niche army. It might happen when they need to drive Space Marine sales again, maybe.
Well, Tom, this is something I was going to bring up later about Space Marines because it's one of my favourite subjects. But obviously, we'll get on to your good news soon about a particular chapter getting their good stuff.
Let's get this off your chest.
But with the old Hellbrick going through the Rubicon,
Yes.
that suddenly makes your Space Marine Codex out of date, doesn't it? Because Hellbrick's not Primaris in there.
No.
So it won't be long until you get another Codex. So don't worry, there'll be some Legion of
Yeah,
Damned in
but
there probably.
he's not in the codex anyway.
Is he not in the
No,
Codex?
he's only available on the FAQ, my friend.
What, Hellbrick?
Yep.
Oh my goodness,
But
that
none
is
of the
not good.
successor chapters are in there.
Wow.
So
None at all. Oh,
nope.
okay. Well, it's terrible Codex. Ah, right. Okay.
uh, sorry, Captain Jack says, always nice to get toys from the holy site. Best to buy I got was a Contemptor, which had been stamped for approval. Oh, cool. Well, there we go. Nice, Jack. The baby's asleep and I have arrived. Welcome, Gavin. Nice to have you here, my friend. I hope everything's going well. And Adam says, get back to your day job. Well, yeah. Hey, look, he's sorted. So I must be reasonably good at something I do. And I think Dom should dance for us while Tom fixes. Well, I mean, it's a bit late, but did you
Dance
want
for
to?
it.
Did you want to have a
I've
dance?
done a dance.
Okay,
I
cool.
think he found it. I
We're
think
all
he
good.
liked it. I think it's probably served its purpose.
But yeah, so anyway, going back to the purchasing of things, so Vicky ended up spending almost double the amount I spent up there, which is quite an unusual thing anyway. But it's nice that I now have some money saved up for this certain other thing that we're about to talk about, which is Hellbrecht. Is a very nice segue.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to say about Warhammer World purchasing.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm completely with it. But I personally, I've bought normal stuff up there, but I
Yeah.
like to get something that you can only get from Warhammer
Yes.
World, and then sell it for loads on eBay. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I think you've got to purchase something at Warhammer World, and normally it's quite nice. They've got some nice stuff up there, haven't they?
Yes. Although admittedly, going into that particular side of it, I think there was a lot of stock missing. Plus, they seem to have got rid of the T-shirts, which was interesting. They weren't up there anymore.
Ooh, that's not
And a
good.
few other bits. It was just very little. And also, it's weird. Age of Sigmar seemed to have one wall for it now. That was it. And the rest of it was 40k, which is an interesting
Oh.
thing. Yeah.
It might be just a retail thing where they're trying to promote thing over something else.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, when you're especially there, they try to get
stocking
you to get the
issues.
things they want you to buy. Something big that's coming on at the moment, and so on and so on. Yes, and like I said, Vicky couldn't find any of the bits that she wanted from Forge World, which was a shame because obviously we'd gone up there with the intention of going, oh, I hope it's in the shop. We can grab it while we're there. That's the point. But it happens, sadly. Yes, the other
Anyway, enough about Warhammer World. This Templar time.
Templar time. I am, but maybe not visibly, but I'm very excited about everything that is happening. And in so much so that drove a lot of my purchasing decisions last couple of days, and the fact that I was very much like, well, do I want to spend money on anything when this big release is happening in a months time, about a month or so's time, because I think it's November is the current slated date for it. So anyway, for those of you who haven't been living under a rock, there is a new box set coming out for the Templar. There's only 13 models, 12 new ones, and one that we all know and well of, which is the Redemptor, is coming out. We have some new neophytes, by the looks of it.
Yep.
Primaris neophytes, which is interesting. So I think I'm quite interested to see what they've done with the standard one. Whether they'll keep like a standard Crusader squad or or a Primaris Crusader squad. I suspect they're going to have a
Yeah, hang
Crusader.
on.
Yeah.
Are Crusader squads in the Space Marine Codex or in
No, they're in the
another
FAQ.
codex?
All the Templar stuff is in the FAQ.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you've got how many data slates in a normal Marine Codex,
I
and none
know.
of it's.
Yes. But with the reintroduction of the Marshal as well, I suspect a lot of the stuff that I would take from the Space Marine Codex will no longer be valid. Because
Yes.
a Marshal is a captain in the Templars hierarchy.
Yeah, because you're going to get some cool rules with him.
Yes. And
That's
Sword
nice.
Brothers.
Yep.
Obviously, which are our sergeants, but I suspect they'll bring back the Sword Brother squad as well, which is basically what Vanguard veterans would be to us. So we'll see. I think there's going to be whether they do a kind of this is the Primaris version and this is the normal version. I don't know, or if they're going to stick with this is which is what I think will happen personally. I think that's what will happen. I think there'll be two versions of stuff. I think they'll have because I don't think they go down the thing of mix and matching. Neophytes with dodgy hair. Look, they've got monk-style haircuts, little bowl cuts,
Yeah, they all
without the
had
bit
dodgy
top at the top.
haircuts back
I
back in
mean,
the medieval times.
I don't think Space Marines know how to cut their hair properly. Quite frankly, I think it's okay.
I don't think they care.
No, I think they just turn up and go,
Normally got
"This
helmets
is what I look like. Deal with it."
prepared to eat my chainsword.
Yeah,
Um, no, it's cool. The models look so beautiful.
they do. I
I really
can't.
like the
I
the
can't
High
really knock
Marshal.
it.
I think that's a very nice model.
The High Marshal Helbrecht looks amazing, and they've also given him the helmet option this time, which is nice. Which I'll probably will run with him. I know the face is quite an iconic face, even though the helmet does look a bit like the Monty Python's Black Knight helmet.
Yeah,
But I think that's
I like that though. I
yeah,
do like
I like it
that
as well.
medieval look
Yeah,
they're kind of going with,
it's nice, but that's kind
and
of their thing.
embracing.
Hmm and
Yeah,
I do
Crusader look.
and I do suspect because of the way they did the video in the run up, the last one where they had the four vows for the Black Templars, suffer not the unclean, abhor the witch, all that kind of stuff. I suspect they're going to bring that back as a mechanic in the supplement because they've made it. That's been in the last two videos, and I think that would be a reasonably good shout from my point of view. To say that we're going to get some.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be. I think I would be silly not to even say that wouldn't happen because ultimately, it used to be the way they worked. You used to pick a vow at the beginning of the battle. It may end up being something that
Captain
you
Jack,
can.
you are right.
Oh,
Mm.
you used to be able to pick a vow at the beginning of the battle, and you had that for the whole game. I suspect there'll be some way to alter that throughout the battle, perhaps, depending on what you're playing against or how you're playing.
That
Um,
would be interesting, wouldn't it? I don't know if there's any other Marines where you still have your doctrines and
hmm.
then something on top of that. Is there something like that?
I suspect it may get rid of our doctrines.
Maybe, maybe it might.
Potentially.
I mean, to be fair, I the doctrines are amazing for Marines.
Of course they
Let's
are.
face it.
Yeah.
But if you're playing Black Templars,
We play
drink the
differently.
Kool-Aid, go for it.
We play differently.
Yeah,
Typically we have a lot of different styles of play than what a normal codex a normal chapter would do. So
mm.
I would like to see that recognised in the new rules personally. But we'll see. We just don't know, do we? There's so we try and predict these things, but sometimes they come out completely different to what we even thought sometimes. So
Right. This is true, Tom. This is true, which then comes on to the old leak, or
yeah,
it's just, who knows if it's real or not.
exactly.
Who knows? But yeah, the leak in question. Auspex Tactics put a video up earlier,
Oh,
and
this is
this
about
leak's
the
been
release
going
dates,
around for
yes.
a little while. Yeah, because a lot of it's now coming true. I think some of the bits that now have come true are the Kill Team release with the Sisters in the Tau, Black Templars, of course,
Yes.
and I think there was one other one that's now that they've all
They're
slowly been
saying
coming
some
through.
Tau is coming in New Year, I think, aren't they as well? That was the other
It's
bit.
potential Tau stuff, yeah, coming out. Expected next release for Xenos will be Gene Stealer Cult.
Hmm
Be pretty cool. They're very nice. Some nice new models as well. As for the Imperial one, it's going to be between Guard and Custodes, I believe, at the moment.
I hope it's not
I'm really hoping
Custodes.
Guard.
I hope it's guarded.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think
Let's get
Custodes
out of
deserve the
power
race.
armor, guys. Let's get some flak
it's
armor on.
becoming
Die.
slightly silly with the amount of power armor that's been released this year. Quite frankly, in my opinion. I mean, even as much as I'm psyched for the Templar release, I could have waited till next year quite happily. We didn't need it now. Ultimately, just I think actually, do you know what it is? I think just knowing it's coming is better.
Yeah.
If they released a
Oh, yeah.
roadmap of what they were releasing over the next year, I think that would.
Yeah,
If
an
I
actual
knew,
roadmap.
if I knew that in September next year that Black Templars were going to get stuff, yes, I'd be a bit kind of like, oh, got to wait that long. But just knowing it's coming is the key bit.
The thing is, as well, like you kind of said already, with when you went to Warhammer World, you decided not to buy anything because you're like, oh, Black Templars are coming out. Like, if I knew Chaos were coming out in February, I'll be like, right, next couple of months, next few months, I'm going to be saving my pennies. And then when it hits, oof.
Exactly.
going everywhere. But then suddenly to suddenly drop it, and you're like, "Mm, I can't really spend that much of
Yeah.
function on something
And
else."
obviously they try and
Um,
argue that the opposite way, where they're like, "Oh, people stop spending money." I don't think that's true because if you have releases coming up that you know about, you're going to save for them and you'll spend more money, in my opinion.
yeah,
Yeah, because you'll be like, "Oh, I've got to save for that. That's coming out in January. I'm going to put some money aside and I'm going to spend £200-300 on it, where I would have maybe only spent what I had at the time."
exactly what I mean.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. You might suddenly go, actually, I haven't got the money to buy a whole new detachment or a whole new army. I've only got enough for one box, so I'm just going to get one box.
exactly.
Um, yeah, yeah. You're right. Yeah, if I knew it was coming out, I'd probably be quite happy. But the road mapping is essentially, this is the codex we've released. This is the one we're going to release, and then there'll be some more. We're not
Yeah,
going to tell you what they
but we won't
are.
tell you what they are, which I think silly. I think they need to stop being so secretive and just start showing what's coming because ultimately the silly thing is, especially at the moment, because we know that something that hasn't had a ninth edition release will be coming out. We know what's on the table still. We know what's still got to come by default.
Yeah,
Which is why I was quite surprised that Black Templars got one before necessarily, some established codexes that had already had, been waiting for their first ninth edition update. Um, which
I
no,
mean,
honestly,
yeah,
yeah,
I could go on about. I'm not going to mention
no, it's
the
fine.
guys in red. But like Elder, jeez, if I was a Craftworld player, I'd be going, what's going on? Give me some models. um, but yeah. So the rumor are obviously Chaos are coming out, big release, with some nice new units.
Yeah,
Hopefully, yeah. And I think the models that have been mentioned are definitely ones that do need a bit of love.
of
Um,
course.
bit surprised by the Warpsmith. He's not a great model,
And
but he's not a
he's not that
terrible
old, is
model.
he?
No. Um, but yeah, I think that'd be amazing. It'd just be nice to know when exactly it is.
That's kind of yeah, and that's really what I'm driving at. Is the fact that it'd be just nice to know, regardless of whether they feel it'll drop sales or not. Because I think at the end of the day, I think it will increase sales overall because people will save to have that big, on that release day, they'll be like, oh, I'm going to drop way more money on this because I can now save all my pennies between now and then. And if that's the army they really want, they are going to spend a fortune on it regardless of when it's released.
Yeah,
But anyway,
absolutely. Yeah, you can
anyway,
manage your expectations, can't you,
exactly.
as well? Because at the moment, I could just keep saying things about chaos, but I'm sure people don't want to hear me get salty about it.
It's
And I'm being
okay.
positive, as I said last time. I'm being positive.
Look,
And yeah, what I've seen is good. So yeah, new Warpsmith, cultists,
bikers
lots of like human chaosy models rather
possessed.
than marines. Yeah, possessed, chosen, new chaos knight apparently. That would be quite
It's
cool.
interesting. I don't know. I think I'd like to see a different knight. Not. I think the knight kit at the moment is actually quite good, isn't it?
Well, you got a chaos knight, which has got a unique chaos knight. That's
Yeah.
got two different options in there. And the imperial knight.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
don't think
Yeah.
there's a
Okay.
unique imperial. You got a unique character for the
But
imperial knight.
he's bundled with the normal kit. You can either do that or that because
Yeah,
they've actually replaced it with that kit now. You don't just buy the Imperial Knight. You buy the Callisus Rex one, which
yeah.
comes with that kit and the normal kit. Because obviously
Mm.
I suppose financially it makes more sense for them to bundle them together because then if you have the option to if you want to.
Yeah,
Um,
so yeah, Chaos Knights, cool. Add a bit more flavour to them. They're a relatively new faction. Bring
yeah.
something in. Same with Imperial Knights. Get
Anyway,
something
Dom,
for
before we
them.
get too sidetracked, we do have a challenge to announce tonight as well, don't we?
We do have a
It's all
challenge.
about these, not these eyes,
Dress
faces,
marks.
faces.
Face off.
Um, yeah. So obviously, a couple of weeks ago, we set the challenge for you guys to do your best face on a model. That was kind of or face helmet, whatever. We had a little bit of leeway on it because we understand that maybe some models don't have a face on them that you can paint. It's facial features or a really nice helmet, that kind of stuff.
We
And
all
you
like a good
guys,
helmet.
yeah.
That's the main thing to take away from this.
And we had, I
Nice
think,
shiny helmet.
and we had 5 entries, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes,
That's
that
what I had
sounds
to.
right.
Now we're going to be doing this in our new format. So first of all, me and Dom are going to go through all of them, and we're going to vote what we believe to be our favourite, which I don't think you've told me 100% yet. So
Mysterious.
you may want
No,
to message
I
me.
agree with your one.
Okay, good. That's fine. And in that case, and then what we'll do once we've done that, I will then put a new poll up like we did for the last one where we were all involved, and you guys can have at it as well to sort of say which one you think from the community is the best face. Whether you agree with this or not doesn't matter. We're just curious on what your because we just want to involve you a bit more in kind of
We love
we
interaction,
like
and
interaction.
it's
Yes,
nice to see these little social things going on.
indeed.
So let's do it, Tom.
Okay, right. I don't know which one I've got queued up first. I'm going to turn on the filter.
Just do it.
Okay, I'm doing it. Let's find. Oh no, it actually has changed. Okay, so here we go. We'll go with this one first. Dun 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 dun. Boom. Hopefully you can see that.
I can see it.
There we are. We have an orc face, and I believe this is from Aaron, if I am not mistaken.
Yes, I think Aaron was in the chat earlier.
Yes. Would you like to kick this one off?
I would like to kick this one off. Sorry, I am just going to get a bigger picture on my screen.
I can blow this up a bit more if you want.
No. It's absolutely fine. Yes. Anyway, Aaron, the king of the WoW, has done himself Garganak, I think his name was.
Oh, is that what it
if I
was
remember
actually
rightly.
named on? Was it? Okay.
He's named him up.
Nice.
He's done the thing. He loves his orcs.
He does
And
indeed. Cannot deny that.
yeah, orky flesh, eh? I'm not really good at doing orky flesh.
Me neither.
So yeah, it's an achievement in itself. I've tried a couple of times doing orc flesh. I do find it quite hard. So yeah, amazing stuff there. Something I do like about this is the copper kind of head plate he's got going on with the Mad Dog. I love the weathering just around there and a bit of scratching and highlighting there. I think that's just really nice little detail that could be easily overlooked. However, yeah, a good bit of stuff there.
Nice.
So I'm not going to take all the stuff because faces are quite small generally. So you go for it, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, I'm loving the teeth on there. Obviously, I think one of the things is when you have a close up of a face like this, I think you sometimes get a slightly distorted image of what the overall effect's supposed to be, because obviously when you looking slightly further away, stuff tends to blend slightly differently than when you're mashed up in the face. But I can appreciate, having done some faces myself, all the little touches that have been done on this. I love the orange eye piece as well. I think that's come out nicely, and the eyes look very nice. And I love the blue. What's it? I can't remember what would you call that? The chin guard, I suppose. I think that's come out very nicely as well. And I mean, even things like the shadowing around just the creases in the face have come out very, very nicely. So, Aaron, well done for your entry. It looks very nice. You will get a clap from both of us, I believe.
Good stuff, Aaron.
Next one.
I hope you're all clapping at home, by the way, guys.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it down the street. It's not quite like the NHS one, but
yeah.
Next one.
Go for it.
Is, I believe, Captain Isaac's entry.
Captain Isaac. Go for it.
That was Captain Isaac, wasn't
it? Oh, yeah, no, that was, yep, that is correct. Captain Isaac there. Sorry,
yes.
I've got a tiny little screen here I'm looking at. Yes, Isaac. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. So obviously this is a helmeted entry. I'm not quite. That does look like I think a fourth Mark IV armor head. Or no, Mark III, isn't it? Is it Mark III with it's the one where they had the full slated front on the Horus Heresy? I like they're quite cool. It's a very I mean, actually, having seen some of Captain Isaac's previous stuff, I believe, in also just taking the model into consideration here as well, it's quite different to what he normally does.
Yeah.
But I think it's come out quite nicely, and it's a very simple silver helmet with some red eye slits on it. So, it looks the part. I mean, I suppose the only thing I'll say is it's a Space Marine helmet. I understand there's not an awful lot you can you can probably do to it to really bring it out, other than that. But it looks perfectly good to me. So
yeah. Isaac, I tell you what I like about this. I like that you've used Khan the Betrayer's body. I know it's all about heads and faces and helmets, but I quite like that
I didn't want to mention
you've done the bold move there, jumping in and taking Khan's body. Or maybe Khan's just taking someone's head. And then
replace his own head.
Yeah, maybe he's undercover as an Iron Warrior.
I mean,
But yeah, no, it's really nice little conversion there. But yeah, like you said, there's only so much you can do there, especially for Iron Warriors with a helmed head.
yeah,
They're not necessarily known for their kind of lordiness. They're quite a stoic kind of legion. So yeah, no, very cool, Isaac. It'd be nice to see a bit more of the older, like
the
the
plume.
tassel, the plume. It
Yes,
looks like you've done it in yellow and black, from what I can see there. But yeah, no, very nice.
well done.
Good job, Isaac. Everyone clap, 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 clap. I
We
don't care
will.
what you're doing, guys. Clap away at home. Even if you're watching it secretly on your phone and your other half looks over you in a
Goes
strange way, you
right.
have to clap. Yeah, that's it,
Um,
Velpire. Clap away.
now we have. I believe this is from Captain Jack.
Yes,
This one.
that is.
I'll let you
Yeah.
start with this one then, mate.
So Captain Jack, good job. I like you've listened to the thing and just gone, I'm just gonna do a head.
Yeah.
Go for it. And once again, I'm not a massive fan of doing flesh on models. I try and restrict it the best I can. I believe people should be wearing helmets all the time in combat. But yeah, awesome job. Great bit of depth on there. Big fan of like the tattoos going on.
Yes.
It's yeah, it's really nice. I don't know how if anyone's watched those tutorial videos that put up on Warhammer Plus
Oh,
about doing faces.
Louise's stuff is very good in my opinion. I think she's done a couple of very good. I must admit, she's changed my opinion on how I'm going to paint my Templars with the
Yeah,
how to
well,
paint black one. So
yeah, that's very
um,
cool. Yeah, so Jack, yeah, great bit of depth work there, and as for the tattoos, cool as well. Very nice.
yeah, I would obviously echo a lot of your things, and I think the shadowing on it's very nice as well. Yeah, you really I think the way you've done it, it pulls out a lot of the detail. I think if you get the shadowing and the recesses correct, for instance, like the ears, under the nose, and the face kind of I suppose wrinkles as you go down the sides of the face here and here, come out really nicely. I like the little two touch of silver from the two whatever. I don't even know what they are. I've seen their implants, some description in the head because you see them a lot on like captain models. You know,
I
it's like
think they're with Space Marines, it's kind of like a veterancy kind of thing.
yeah, but yeah, very cool. So well done, Captain Jack.
Clap, 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 clap.
Next one is from our good friend Orkster.
The old Orkster.
Which hopefully should be up on your screens now.
It is. Tom, do you want to go first on this one?
Yes. Now, again, I think this has been. I think obviously as the arms are missing, and this has been a very much focused on the face, which is nice. I know obviously I think with the librarian head, I know it's quite difficult to paint outside of the body because of the way it's positioned in the, I suppose in the hood. So having it done in there already is really nice. I like the fact you can see the eyes quite clearly in this one, and the facial expression is very. I think very much like a I'm doing a psychic power kind of look to the face. I like the fact that you're taking time to do the cables coming out the side of the head as well. I think that adds to the actual face itself because I think it makes it kind of pop out from the standard skin colours a little bit more. And yeah, and nice and honestly, the fact that the mouth is very easy discernible with the teeth as well. I know that's quite a difficult thing to do, personally from experience. So yeah, how about you, Dom?
Well, I think you pretty much covered most of it there. But yeah, good job on the pupil of the eyes there. It's I've done that a few times. It's quite a hard thing to get.
The
You
old
literally,
shaky hand.
yeah, you got to kind of just go like that, and
Is
you
it
go, oh, it worked, amazing.
either or you end up having someone who's like, ah!
Yeah, and I think the thing is when you're doing a Space Marine librarian, I can imagine trying to harness the warp. It's quite a difficult thing to do at the
No,
best of times.
yeah, I think any face
So
paint, yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
yeah, definitely. So yeah, Jack,
Back,
beautiful.
Orkster,
Orkster and Jack,
and
beautiful
yeah,
stuff.
come on, Dom. Again.
Also, I'd just like to comment. I was looking at this and I was just thinking, it looks like he's photoshopped his arms out.
You reckon? Maybe he has. I don't know.
Maybe he has. Maybe just like.
If you have done, well done for that as well, Orkster. So
Yeah, good stuff. Well done. Good bit of photoshopping.
And we have our last one for this evening, which is from someone who's been with us for quite a while, actually. I've actually had the pleasure of playing against him as well, which is War Venom. Or War Venom. Um, he's been down with his Night Lords before. And we have here, I believe it's a librarian, I think.
Yeah, I'm just zooming in a little bit. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, yep. Let's have a look. Sorry, I'm zooming in. Night Lords. Yeah, obviously, it's got to be Night Lords. I mean, if you're not doing Night Lords, you're not doing it right. You know what I mean? It's
I mean, I've got a Night Lords army, so I'm not going to disagree, am
yeah,
I?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so once again, like I said previously with Orcster's one, if you're doing a psychic test or ability, you're probably going to be weeing yourself a little bit. Blood's going to be coming out of somewhere, and hopefully it's all going well. Which I definitely can see from this chap's face, that he's really pushing the barriers of the mortal realm. But yeah, no,
not for the
awesome.
Emperor.
Not for the no. Why did you do it for him? It's a disappointment. But yeah, no, really like it. Yeah, it's good to see that model kind of used in a heretical way. I'm a big fan of that, personally. But yes, what do you think, Tom?
No, I'm liking it. I believe I do apologise because the photo's a bit small for me. So, but I
Had
can
to
see
zoom
this.
in. Sorry, I had to
Yeah,
zoom in on
there is
WhatsApp
there
a
is
bit there.
obviously some camo on the face. I think from what I can see. Is that correct? I'm actually I'm gonna blow it up. 1 second. There we go. So yes, he's obviously in a slight bit of pain, I think, from
Yeah,
releasing his power. But ultimately, I think again you can see I think the tongue and the teeth, and there's again it's a testament to how detailed some of these faces go and how difficult they are to actually get to a standard that you can realise that this is actually a face that I think it's one of the most hardest parts to paint on any model, unless it's an oversized one. Obviously, some of them obviously, if it's a dragon size thing, it's a bit more of a different story. But when you're doing a marine or a guardsman or something of that scale, it's a lot more difficult to paint. So yes, well done, War Venom. So that is all of the entries. So our one that we have chosen. Are you ready for this?
so it's still clapping.
Is this one? Ready and pop. I've actually blown it up by accident, but we'll keep it that size just for the moment. It's going to cover
Oh
everyone's
my
screen.
goodness!
It was Aaron. We both really liked. We both agreed this was very good. It was quite a close call on our top two, if I'm totally honest. But we won't go into that. We'll just say that this is the current one that we both agreed on. So,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
Aaron,
good stuff. Well
well
done.
done for your orc, and it's nice to see another entry from you because I think it's been a little while since we've had one from Aaron. I think, if I remember correctly. Another one.
Yeah, we missed out on the last one, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, well done, Aaron. Like Tom said, we're going to put a little vote up as well, so you guys can all have
That is coming up literally right now.
you can all have your say and put your, if you've got a particular favourite,
So
vote for
if
it.
you would
It's all
like
good
to
fun.
have a vote on that, that is there. And if you could just excuse me for 1 second, please, Dom.
Yeah, Tom has been drinking all day. He'll be back in a moment. Yeah, so guys, hopefully he's muting his mic as he goes off to the toilet. We're not going to have a naked gun situation going on. So yeah, guys, make sure you have a little vote on there and show your appreciation to the guys who've taken part in the painting challenge. As Tom has now disappeared, we're going to go into the next painting challenge, which we thought would be quite interesting to do this time. As you saw, it's all about the detail on the faces before. So this time we're going to go with in 2 weeks. How many models can you possibly paint in 2 weeks? And what we'd like to see, obviously, is you're not just using one color and saying, "Oh, he died in the mud." That you're putting a bit of effort behind them, because essentially they're going to be your models anyway. So make sure you put as much effort as you possibly can on them. It could be 20 models, it could be 3 models, and it's just really you guys are testing yourself, maybe getting your speed painting up a little bit, and yeah, go to town. That's what I say. What do you say, Tom?
I'd say I agree.
Yes, good. That's what we'd like to hear.
And I'm putting the poll into the current painting challenge as well. So Please vote for the last painting challenge.
Also, you can do necrons. I mean, if you're going to start an army, you could try necrons now. That'll probably kind of boost your score up quite a bit. Bit of lead belcher. That'd be good. Or savage orcs.
And I'm also just posting up the next challenge there as well while I'm in there, Dom. The next challenge due in 2 weeks is as follows. Please try and paint as many models as possible. Is that correct? Yes? We're going to go with that?
Yes. Yeah.
And but I think, well, judging wise, we're going to go by don't as Dom said, don't just go, oh, I've done 50. We will be judging on the quality of the paint jobs as well. It's not just a matter of smashing out as many as you can. It's more of the fact is that how many models.
Arab bases for everyone.
Yeah, it's more about how many models can you paint to a good quality or your standard in 2 weeks.
It's for your own personal collection, guys. Remember, we don't give out medals for these challenges. So just do it for yourselves, test yourselves, and get some more models on the board.
However, there will obviously be additional points if you manage to paint like 30 models to a very good standard, because that's just.
There'll also be questions asked.
There will be.
There we go. Tom's put up Discord. Yeah. If you haven't joined our Discord and you'd like to join our Discord, I believe Tom can pop a little link.
I will be doing that in a second. So this is due on the 5th, if that's correct. I think 5th of October.
That is correct.
I've said edit that as well, and we'll pin that one in there as well.
There you go. There you go, Mr. Blues. Straight on it. He sussed it out.
I'll pin that shortly because there it is. That's the one I'm looking for. Pin message. Da-da. Okay. And obviously, please feel free to vote. And I'm just getting you a link to our Discord in case you are not a member. Trying to do all these things at once. I'm gonna get a stream deck, I think, which I've got buttons for pre-programmed things. I think it's a necessity now.
Yeah, we do love streaming stuff.
That's all we're doing at the moment, to be fair.
Well, on Thursday, I don't know if Dave Holland's in the chat tonight. Hopefully he is. But Dave will be playing his first game of the Crusade. So nice. we've recorded one game already. We've got another one coming up. What I'm doing is I'm storing them all up, and then we're going to release the first round of games all together, rather than you guys having to wait for a long time. Although technically you will be waiting for a long time. So we will be releasing them as kind of like batches, so you don't have to wait for a long time. But one game's already been recorded. Very exciting. Took a little time to record because we're getting used to the Crusade format. But I get to play my sisters, which I'm really looking forward to. And it is against Dave's Raven Guard successor. So should be.
And for those of you who weren't aware, I've also entered my Lingering Legion into the Crusade as well, because I figured actually it's not a bad thing to do because I'm collecting it at a similar speed, which Dom has agreed to very kindly.
Yep, we have now got 2 demon players.
Yes.
The chaos, the warp is opening up over Fornis.
So obviously I'm hoping, also just as another part of the discussion, I've been having a look at, obviously I know you were talking about having trouble recording all of the cards, Crusade, all this kind of stuff. Just to let you know, I am working on a little something for you. For all of your players, which I'm going to run by with you at some point outside of this particular medium, because it'll be very boring and very long, and I don't think people want to hear about it. However, I'm hopefully going to have you a little web page to use for keeping your Crusade cards on. Very nice. I did end up buying that book though. I bought the Crusade book. I was slightly disappointed with it once I got it because I didn't realise the way it had been printed. I don't know if you've seen this particular book.
Well, I have ordered one, but so I might cancel that from my order. Thanks, Tom.
No. It's fine. If I can just, there it is. The only thing was, from what I've read reviews on it after getting it myself, because here we are. This is what it looks. This is it here. It's a nice book in all seriousness, but as you see here, you have this page here, which is basically the thing. And then what they've done is they've repeated the main. This is the main army page here. So this is like the front page of your army. But they've repeated that on every single one.
Wow.
When actually all you really need is these ones, which is the
One.
Crusade cards,
Yeah.
because that's the one you're going to have more of. But I think,
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
what they've done is because it's a bit bizarre. In all seriousness, what I would have liked, I think, from what because I had to look it up myself. So is this like a misprint or something? It just doesn't look right. And actually, from what I've read, is that people say no, it's not. They think it may have been a misprint, but unfortunately, because it's now out there, it's just been kept that way. But ultimately, I think you kind of lose about a couple hundred pages to a card you don't need anymore. I
Yeah.
think what I would like to have seen them done is to have the main page on the front, then maybe 50 unit cards, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah. Exactly. You don't
repeat
need to keep. Yeah.
because that's kind of how it works. You're supposed to have more Crusade unit cards. I wouldn't necessarily cancel it unless you need to, because actually it's quite nice to have a paper copy of it. Um, but I'm doing, like I said, for you, I'm going to have a look at doing these because I found these. I think I showed you the other week. I showed you the spreadsheets I found. So I'm going to attempt to have that embedded in a page that you can call up for all your guys that are playing as well to record all their stuff on
Stuff.
it.
Yep. 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 So the first game was very exciting.
Mm.
We'll have that coming out
Good.
soon. But yes, it's good. It's good fun format actually. I very much enjoyed a small scale game rather than always going for massive games or
Mm.
2,000 points. So yeah, that was good. It was very enjoyable, Thomas.
Good. So yeah. But yeah, obviously I'm doing the demons for that and looking forward to getting them done. I've got a video for them coming up by the way soon. And I've almost got your 500 point requirement done. I'm just doing because obviously as you guys know, I'm doing the Lingering Legion, which is another thing that I've been working on, which is taking more of a front facing thing for me at the moment because I don't want to do any of my other armies until the Templar stuff comes out. Um, so I've got a video coming out for them. Hopefully, well, actually, I'm going to do it this week because I'm off this week. So I figured I'd do a bit of filming. Me and Vicky may try to get a game in as well, just to flesh out some. Because we haven't really done many games. So why do you think that is? Why do you think we haven't had many games done
Life's crazy.
recorded? Mm,
Life is crazy.
yeah, I mean it's
one thing after the other
it's
at the
been
moment, isn't it?
it has been one of those kind of periods in our lives where every time we wanted to do something like this, to put stuff up, has been utterly just I think it's this age-old thing. Is unless you can do it for a living, it's very difficult to do around your normal day to day.
Yeah, I think a lot of our games as well. We've played a lot. However, we haven't really had time to
No,
record much, which is weird.
it is weird.
Because normally we before 6 months ago we'd be recording every game we play. However, we've slowly been playing more, but not recording as much, which has been good. I think you've learned a lot about your Templars, haven't you?
Yeah, I would actually say
And
I feel
now all the
very
rules are changing.
I know, but no, but I mean it's the same probably
But
for you.
yes.
You become more comfortable with an army not playing it on camera as well,
Mhm.
because you're just playing it for playing it. And a couple. I will confess, so I'm sure Don will be with me. Sometimes when we've got together with the intention of filming a game, we've actually just turned around and said, "Do you want to just play?" Because ultimately, I think filming's one of these things, especially if we do it on a weeknight where both you and me have to work the following day. Do we want to
Yeah.
be up till midnight filming a
Yeah,
game?
and also in the summer, I'm pretty busy most weekends doing
Yes.
things. So
Yeah.
now it's coming to an end.
Mhm.
Should be able to have a dedicated days at the weekend to record a couple of games. Would be good.
basically what I'm saying to you guys is obviously I know a lot of you come here for some of the battle reports, some of you come here to listen to us chit chat crap between each other, but it's not something that we've given up. It's just honestly time has been so much of an essence the last couple of months that it's been very difficult for us to fit games in to film. So it's not gone away.
Yeah, no, true. Also, like the Mauler Fiend is almost done. Literally doing the base now, waiting for the base to dry, and that's been good. So those who follow the 83rd War Host, it's been a little while since the other one, but this will give you a clue what is coming up as the next unit for the 83rd War Host.
Yes.
Okay, just keep in mind what
Yes!
this could possibly be used for, but it's going to be the next one. It's a little sneaky.
A meat pie. Yes.
Meat pie. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'll be like, yes, now.
Onions,
and
mince.
yeah. So yeah, it's coming up on the 83rd War Host,
Very cool.
and it'll be a little sub series as well for that. So it's going to be very much a step by step because obviously it's going to be a big project.
You got to enjoy that one. enjoy that
Yeah,
one. That's
exactly.
what
I'm
I
going to
say.
be doing it
Really
step
enjoy
by
it.
step rather than like and it all going wrong. So there's some good stuff coming up.
On the plus side, I've
Um,
just finished my Sinesh squad.
very cool. Very
I
cool.
have my 10 demonets here, who are on 25 mil bases. It's interesting to just realise. And obviously the bloodletters were not on 25 mil bases; they were on
Yeah.
32s.
Yeah, with
Um,
my blood letters, I got to a point. I think I've got 80 blood letters. Some would say too many,
no,
but it's 8
do you
is
know
the
what?
main.
Having 10, I already bought another 10 ready to go.
Yeah,
Um,
they're
and
awesome. I
no,
don't know what I like about
they're
them. It's
cool.
just a horde that
They're
goes in,
also
and they've
they're
all got.
also really easy to paint. I'm not joking. Honestly, I had
Oh
them.
yeah,
I was doing them alongside my Bloodthirster because obviously the paint schemes are oddly quite similar.
very true.
And I was basically every time I did the skin coats on it, I swapped to doing the bloodletters and so on and so on. And I even borrowed the flame effect I used on the flames for the Bloodthirster's feet. Oh, there's a little friend there.
Yeah, no, I just saw that.
On the swords, which I think came
Yep.
out quite nicely. So I'm very happy. But actually, I might have a little sneak peek photo here actually, just for everyone to have a little look at, because I don't know if I've put up a lot about.
Little pictures.
Yeah. While you
So
have a chat while I find that.
I was going to say I have also ordered some models, Tom,
Mm,
that you're aware of.
yes,
Unfortunately, they're out of stock at the moment.
I'm very
But
disappointed in you, my friend.
fortunately, I mean it's karma, but it's karma. But they are on their way. That is the main thing to take away from that. Because after playing Necrons in those tournaments, I was I was a
Oh
bit of a
God.
downer for the Necrons. We did team event. We didn't even talk about the team event, and I lost
Oh,
all
good
three
point.
games. I played some amazing people, very fun people actually. I think, yeah, very enjoyable games. And I think Necrons have now become a bit of a victim of the Codex creep, unfortunately. So I thought I could do word bearers, although that is really not going to help me. So I've ordered some Sisters of Battle, which are going to go into my. So I've got my Crusade Force. They're just expanding on my Crusade Force, and I'm looking forward to playing them. To be honest, I've kind of been reading the Codex. I'm like, oh, this is good. This is good. Oh my goodness, they've got so many special rules. So exciting times, and hopefully we'll do a doubles event.
Oh,
Back
mate.
Black Templars and Sisters of Battle.
So looking forward to that. On all seriousness.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun, to be honest.
Just playing a doubles with you, mate. It actually has been quite a while since we did a doubles.
Last time we did doubles was it Word Bearers and Black Templars, or was it?
Oh, you did didn't you do
Uh,
demons? Didn't you do demons and black?
no, I did Word Bearers. There's lots of demon engines. It was either Word Bearers and Templars
Hmm.
or Guard and Scorpions.
Could have been that.
Maybe.
Yes, that's not a. Yeah, it
I
does
think it
sound
was. Yeah, I
about
think it
right.
was Guard
Yeah.
and Scorpions. Yeah, maybe. They had Yarick, a load of Taurox primes. It was a good fun list. I liked it. I
Okay.
think both of them have done quite well actually.
Well, I mean, I think ultimately it's been, been quite I suppose, a journey for our little doubles since we've done loads of different combinations over the years. And I think what was our most original one we did? We did Templars and what did we?
Well, Word Bearers was Faith and Fury. That was our team name for
What
that
was the?
one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was just trying to think the one we did at Warhammer World actually. Because
Guard,
Guard, it was
Black Templars and
Templars and
Guard.
Guard. That was a long time ago, but it was
Yeah,
really, really, yeah, that was quite cool. But it's nice
I
to sort of.
haven't been brave enough to do demons as a doubles one yet. I've done Guard quite a few times, um, because I think they're quite adaptable.
Yeah, that's fair
Which is
enough.
quite nice. War Venom. It would be very tempting to put that many dead Space Marine lieutenants, but it is something the size of half-grown kitten. Maybe a bit bigger than a half-grown kitten. Maybe two half-grown kittens on top of each other's
Right, I
shoulders.
finally got a picture of my at least
A little jacket around them.
my main demons now. So I'm going to quickly whack that out there so you guys can have a little sneak peek into what I've managed to. There we
And
go.
Gavin as well. Gavin will hopefully be coming down for a Crusade game
Ah, yes.
next month. Yes, next month.
So there we go.
There you go. Tom will not be taking that in the Crusade game.
I know, but obviously we were talking about this. The nice thing is actually I don't really have to worry about HQs anymore.
Yes.
because I have one of those for each army, and I have 10 blood letters now as well. I think basically what my goal is to finish another 10 blood letters, and then one of probably my 10 plague bearers. I think that should give me an army to play in your crusade force. I don't know how many patrols you're allowed. If it's only allowed one patrol, or if you're allowed to have 2 patrols, or whatever. I don't know.
Depends how many. Well, it's 500 points. I'm not sure how much you're going to get for 500 points, but yeah, a minimum of one patrol.
Yes, that's fine. And also, so it probably will be. I mean, it's interesting because obviously I was looking at the way that demons work at the moment, and obviously you have to pick. You either have to go a chaos undivided.
Yep.
Or you pick an allegiance. If you pick an allegiance, obviously you can't take other forces.
You have separate detachments,
but you lose out on all the goodies
Mm.
as well. So I'm not. I mean, I assume if you go undivided and you pick an HQ and add as many of the other troop choices that you want from different sections.
Yeah, it works, but not
but
obviously
not
beneficial
yes.
to take mono god.
Yeah.
But yeah, good times. Look forward to seeing some demons.
Yes, Mr. Lee, if you're still there.
Yeah. How's everyone's hobby doing tonight? Anyway, hopefully you've all
Indeed.
been up to something. I'm literally waiting for this base to dry. I really want to. Oh, I want to finish it off.
I'm gonna spray these up later. I haven't quite decided how I'm gonna do these demon nets yet. I may copy the skin color I did for my Keeper of Secrets, because I've kind of got a vague recipe for that.
Yep.
Definitely copying the skin color for my Greater Unclean one though, because I like that look now.
Cool beans.
Very traditional though, obviously, because it was the official Games Workshop video I used to kind of get the ideas on that one. That was when Duncan was still working for them.
Duncan. PJ and Duncan. Have you watched anything good on TV recently, Thomas?
I'm going to confess to something that I've been watching, which you may roll your eyes at. I've been watching The Crown.
Oh, really?
In fact, I have finished The Crown. Vicky kind of was going on about it quite a lot, and I thought, oh, I'll watch a couple of episodes. And then, as you watch something, you think, I'm not going to like this. And you kind of think, it's not that bad. And then you're kind of like, oh, I'm 10 episodes in now. I better carry on.
This monarchy works out for everyone.
Yeah. But it was a reason. I think it's not really a subject that interests me in all, hugely. But it was more that the acting was very good quality. In all seriousness, they had some very good, actors in there. You got Matt Smith, Claire Foy, Olivia Colman. Trying to think of some other, various other people. But it was the level of acting was really, really good in all seriousness. And ultimately, it was quite interesting to see their take on the royal family. I know a lot of it may end up being kind of crap or not true or whatever.
Yeah, there's going to be an element of that, isn't it?
Of course, but for a bit of drama, it was quite interesting. It wasn't bad. It was all right to watch. I couldn't really. I will confess, I enjoyed the earlier stuff from the first 2 seasons, which was the more older stuff, as in set in the post war before and then I found that as it got towards the Charles and Diana era, it got a bit kind of like, ugh.
You watched that bit yet?
I've watched all of it now, yeah.
All of it. Oh,
I've watched all four seasons of it now. Yes. I found that very much kind of. Oh God, I think it's one of those things when it gets nearer to our period, I kind of become less interested in it because it's just like, oh God, here we go. This is just media crap. It's the media. Honestly, it's the media. As soon as the media get involved on a level that they do, it turns it. Yeah, you just realise it's a crap show, really. It's.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. I enjoyed, and also it was one of those things because it's kind of historical in some ways. It's quite interesting to learn some of the things that you do. So, yeah. Other than that, I have been obviously watching Angels of Death on Warhammer Plus. Don't know if you have been.
I've watched the first episode. I did enjoy it, and so I decided that I'm not going to watch any more until they're all out.
Do you know what, mate? I wish I'd done that.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of people say that.
I really wish. because I'm just
It's
like,
hard. I've been tempted to sit
no,
down and watch the rest, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna just leave it a little bit longer, and then I'll
yeah.
just like boop, 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 all
No,
the way through.
I've watched all of them up to date now, and they're very good. But because of I think I said this last time, because they're about 17 minutes long. I really feel they've made a really poor decision in the way they've released this particular series. It lends itself to, it should be 45-minute episodes if they were going to do it episodic, not
Yeah,
70. It's every time, and I know they're probably saying this as a kind of oh, we're just trying to hook people in so they watch the next episode. But actually, all I find myself is just getting annoyed because it just gets going
yeah,
um, as it finishes.
yeah,
And actually, I don't think it works for this particular style of animation. You know,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
action based. It's not really a drama. You know, it's much more kind of like, and they always cut it after some big action scene, and you're like, no, this needs to carry on. Not It's nothing for that you know, I'm not going to watch it. It's more the fact that it's annoying. You know,
Yeah.
because it ruins the flow. It completely ruins the flow. Um,
Absolutely,
so
absolutely. I
yeah,
completely get it. So, I don't know, I was kind of suspecting that, so I was like,
yeah.
I'm just gonna leave it, let it stack up a bit, and then kind of just watch it all in one. Because there's nothing worse than just waiting a week
Yeah,
before the next.
and I think the thing that will annoy you when you watch it in that manner is the way they've cut it together, because there's normally an intro part before it goes into the continuation of the
Right.
story.
Yeah.
So the annoying thing about you, because they're probably not going to ever stitch that together, you're going to have to hit play on every the next episode, and you're going to get interrupted each time. It's going to
I think
feel.
it auto plays though, doesn't it?
I haven't. Obviously,
But
I've
then
never
I'd
watched
have
them.
to watch
Yeah,
the intro. It doesn't
yeah.
really matter, but
No,
yeah,
no, no.
they're fairly. Oh,
Um,
cool. Yeah, no.
um, yeah.
Have you watched the battle reports?
I've watched the first one with the necrons.
Yep.
I don't know how you feel about them. I'll let you go first because I'll just ramble on about that. So
Okay, yeah. So the battle reports, I've watched two of the three, and I've started watching the third one. Um, Fine. What I quite liked about the first one with the Necrons is they actually had a Forge World unit in there, which I was quite impressed with.
oh, they had the
I was like,
thingy, didn't they? The
yeah,
centipede thing.
yeah, and I was
Yeah.
like, what? I was expecting it just to be pure GW models straight out the box set to promote it, and yet somehow I was like, oh my goodness, Forge World. Oh, it was quite nice to have a nice little intro to them, and I think they're very well produced.
Gave me some ideas. I can't lie.
Yeah.
I do
Okay, cool. That's
yeah.
good though. That's positive, isn't it? The
No.
second one I enjoyed with you haven't watched the second one.
No. There's the orc one, yeah.
Yeah, with Louise who
Louise
does the
and
painting.
yeah, I think I watched the beginning for the army intros. I think I watched that, but I hadn't got around to
Yeah.
actually watching the report
That
itself.
was quite good. The points were quite low because I was expecting 2,000 points again. So the points were lower. However, there's points in that game I was like, you're just dragging it out now. Like
Right.
Marines would have pasted the orcs
This is
in
the bit that
turn one.
yeah.
I was
So
like,
obviously, I take all the positives you've said, and I agree
yeah,
with them. However, I find that it's very dragged out for something that could have been, and I also find that possibly, as it's a Games Workshop product, obviously, and they are highlighting it, they maybe overdo this particular aspect of trying to highlight everything to do with each army to really push it. You know, it feels very kind of, I suppose, wooden in a respect that two friends are playing 40k. Yeah, because when we and you play, we play, you know, bit of back and forth, bit of banner, but it's very regimented and very specific the way they're allowed to interact with each other.
yeah.
And obviously, I know there's rules because obviously they are. It's an IP they are advertising essentially. It's nothing really more than that. I can't really. It's not a battle report for fun. I mean, maybe they are having fun,
Well, I think
but maybe that's
it's
not what
quite
captures on
interesting,
camera.
isn't it? Yeah, because obviously, like you said about the first one, and definitely in the second one, there's no competitiveness there at all. It's essentially they've got a story, they can film it
Yeah.
nicely, they can do production stuff on there, and it's cool. I'm happy to watch them
Yes.
because, so the second one with Louise, she brought her orcs,
Yes.
her own orcs, which I was like, I've seen them on Instagram, and I was like, wow, these are just
Very
lovely
good.
models.
Yeah.
And it's quite nice that they did that they allowed a member of staff to bring their own army that they've clearly got a passion for, rather than go, go get one out of the cabinet. There we go.
I mean, admittedly, the only thing, obviously, she is like their masterclass painter.
Yeah,
So you kind of,
yeah.
I suppose, there's a certain
I know,
level of
but I'm
trust.
talking about the
Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 I mean, all of them they're all going to be to a good
Of
degree
course.
of painting, and I would love to see more of that when they're bringing them out of their own personal collection. The third one, I don't think really, maybe there's a bit of personal stuff going on there. But yeah, there was a points in the second game where I'm like, but you had all the command points. You could have re-rolled that and saved that model. But it was like, oh no, they're dead. um,
I think it's one of
so
these we'll have to wait and see how it progresses over time.
yeah, I'm happy to
Because
carry on watching them.
because with
I
battle
enjoyed
report
them.
stuff, I think they tend to evolve over time once you get into the swing of filming them and also your style. And yeah, and I hope that it becomes more of a, I think, a bit more fun over being something that's obviously quite regimented,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. I just
Mm.
feel it's quite regimented, but I find that's probably the same with all the stuff on Warhammer Plus. It's very much this goes into this slot, this goes into this slot, this goes into this slot. They're trying to tick boxes for each type of genre within it, very
Yeah.
specifically at the moment.
I
But
think they've got to play it safe. Essentially,
of
is what we're
course,
getting at. They've
of
got to play it
course,
safe, and they're
yeah.
doing a good job of keeping it safe at the moment. So anyway, what else have I watched? As Adam has put it in there, Squid Game on
I
Netflix.
haven't watched that yet myself.
That is bizarre. And I highly recommend it because I was just like, give it a go. Essentially, I'll give you the overall story of
Oh
Squid
dear.
Game. So Squid Game is they're set in Korea, modern day Korea. They're in South, by the way, and it follows these groups of individuals who are a bit hard up on their finances. They've got a bit of a gambling problem or a bit of debt going on, and I'm only 2 episodes in so far, so I don't know if it progresses any further. But this shadowy group of people go, look, if you come and play this game, there is a good chance that you will get lots of money and you can pay all your debts. And all these people go, cool, let's just do that game. And the first game, or in the first episode, I'm not going to put any spoilers out there, isn't quite what they expected. It's very much kind of like Battle Royale meets
So this isn't a reality thing. This is actually a fiction thing, is it?
a fiction thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. And it's quite fun. I liked it. So I highly recommend that after you now
Well,
finish The Crown.
there is something
You
else
want a bit of
there is something else we've
strangeness.
been watching actually.
What's that?
We've been watching Final Space season 3.
Yes, that's out. Yeah, we've
Now
watched some of that.
I will start with the fact that obviously I don't know how many episodes you're in. Um,
6 maybe.
yeah, that's about where I think about where we're at. I actually really enjoyed it. I feel they've gone down a slightly more and then this is the stuff like really kind of like bang. This has got to end on a thing. Kind of every episode's got something big hinge point on it, and it feels very in your face, in my opinion. But I've actually quite enjoyed it because it's I think I think Olan Rogers who writes has got a really cool writing style in my opinion. It just works. I didn't realize he voiced over Gary as well. However,
Yeah.
I take it you saw the other news, which is slightly sad about Final Space.
Is it fine? Well, let me talk about my version of
Yes.
my opinion on Final Space. So I liked it.
Hmm.
However, I'm not liking it as much as I used to like it.
That's fair
I
enough.
loved the first season. The second season was like, so I'm like, oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm enjoying it, but
That's
not
fair enough.
enjoying it as much as the
I
first
get what
season.
you're saying because it's not. I wouldn't say it grabbed me as much as the first two. I'm watching it more of a, I suppose, a fan wants to see how it panned out,
Yeah.
and now obviously now that I know the news that it will not be getting a fourth season, it's rather
Mm.
sad actually because it also Alan Rogers actually released a video the other week of sort of explaining why. It was to do with the TBS Warner Brothers merger. Um, and yeah, it's a bit of a it's quite sad actually because he was even quite tearful on his thing, saying he wanted to finish it. Because apparently at season 3 he was only halfway through what he was doing, which is an
Ugh.
interesting. I know that's what I
Yeah,
was. So coming back to what you were saying, I'm like, oh Christ, there's quite a lot to go in that case still, and I'm not quite sure where they're going to drag this out to. I
yeah,
mean, some of the I mean, obviously some of the character stuff they've developed has actually been quite interesting. I think I don't know if you if I say the avocado
Yeah, that's
Droid.
yeah. I
That's
got to that
cool.
bit. Yeah,
Yeah, and, there's something quite interesting there. But I get what you're saying with the fact that you're kind of like, well, it's not quite the same. But I do wonder if that's maybe down more to the fact that the situation they're in with COVID and stuff like that, because obviously
yeah,
you
maybe. I
don't know.
think it's one
It's
of those
yeah,
series. Like a lot of they're all guilty of it at some
yeah, of
point, where
course,
it's kind of like, all right, we had this in the previous series. Let's escalate it to
yeah.
this, and then escalate it to that, and
That's
then you're
what
like,
yeah.
how much bigger can you get? Sometimes it's nice not to bother with these big kind of
No, I found in
story arcs.
especially in the second season, they had quite nice ambling storyline that went through the whole thing, whereas in this one it feels much more like one thing to another to another to
Yeah.
another to
And then
another.
he's going to land into
Yeah,
the planet, and the
exactly.
planet's going to
Explode
explode.
and then
And then
yeah,
there's two planets, and
yeah,
you're like, there's a lot of planets getting
yeah.
destroyed
And I
here.
think
I've,
me and
what,
Vicky were
I've,
watching an episode last night in the hotel just to sort of because we hadn't got much else to do in the end, and we were like, I think even I said to Vicky, do you want to watch another one? And she was like, oh, not really. And I was like,
yeah,
that's a bad sign because when Vicky
yeah,
says that, I'm like, well. I think there's something not quite right with this, and I kind of
yeah.
almost agreed. I was like, this has gone a bit
Yeah, yeah,
too
it's
far.
got a bit too
Yeah.
extreme. What else am I watching? I watched The Cleaner on
Mm.
iPlayer with
Is that with what's his
Greg
face?
Davis.
Greg Davis. I haven't watched it. I saw it and I went, I'm going to
I
watch this.
enjoyed it. The first episode, I spoke to someone the other day, and the first episode someone didn't like. But essentially, what the thing is, he's a crime scene cleaner, and each episode he'll go into a crime scene where you've got like eccentric characters going on and stuff, and very funny. I enjoyed a couple of those episodes; were particularly brilliant. But yeah, they're all very well written, different kind of dynamics going on, and yeah, I think if you like things like Man Down, I think you'll enjoy it because it is a bit strange. And what else? I've been watching a bit of iPlayer stuff. Vigil as well.
Oh, I've been meaning to watch that. That's on
I
my
call it
list.
Murder on a Boat.
Oh,
Yeah, so a detective stuck on a British nuclear
submarine. Yeah.
submarine.
No,
Yeah.
it looked. I like the concept of it. I must admit, I will probably get that. And yeah, and other things I've been watching. You're not going to be interested. I've watched a bit of Rick Stein. You probably don't watch
Okay.
any Rick Stein, but
No, I don't really watch
I
it.
like cooking stuff personally because it's something that I enjoy doing when I can.
Yeah,
Is
go for
actually
it.
to cook.
Yeah.
But I quite like Rick Stein as well. He's quite a good British cook, and I've been watching his Cornwall series. Really going all over the place here today, aren't we? Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all good stuff, mate. It's all good stuff.
But we're not mocking each other for it yet.
Oh no, that went till the stream's over.
Yeah,
Well, talking of which, actually, this yeah, I think we're coming to an end.
I think yes.
So boys and girls, I hope you've all enjoyed our little stream tonight. Obviously, Tom's put up where you can go and vote for whichever face you liked most. But we haven't done this for a while. Go and check these guys out. Boobity, 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 boop. Use the link below and buy yourself something pretty or friend. Buy your mate something. You know, he's being your friend. He's listened to you moan about your Chaos Codex that hasn't been updated yet. Well, he gets a new codex and a new box set. Yeah, Goblin Gaming, go check him out. We'll be recording some games soon, and Tom's obviously doing his Lingering Legion update. I've got an 83rd one coming up. I'm waiting for some paints to do the Necron one, and it's all good stuff coming up. So
Yes,
take care of yourselves, boys and girls.
indeed.
Thank you for watching.
I'm Tom.
And I'm
This is,
Dom.
and we are both from Black Toad Studios, and it's been a pleasure talking to you this evening. So everyone, bye bye.
Toodaloo!